So this is our godly playroom today. And if we were in our real godly playroom, I would have asked you to watch while I go and pick up the materials for today's story. Do you remember where this belongs in the godly playroom? Where does it belong, Leah? Behind us. It will be right back here, huh? The children all know where everything belongs in the godly playroom, and they're welcome to play with any of the materials during their work time. So we haven't played with this one for a while because we've been telling the story in here every time. What is time? There's time to play. There's time to sleep. There's time to get up and go to church. There's time to go to school. There's time to work. There's time for vacations. And there's time to get ready for the next day. Some people say time is in a line. I wonder what that would look like. Wait a minute. Here's time. Time in a line. It's just beginning. Look at that. It's getting longer. The beginning is becoming older. And there's new time happening as we watch. Will it ever end? Oh my goodness. It ended. Let's take a look at the end. The beginning, which was the newest part to start, is now the oldest part. And the ending is the newest. The beginning is like the end. The end is like the beginning. You know what the church did? The church took time in a line and made it into a circle. The circle of the church year. There are 3 great times: Christmas, Easter, and Pentecost. Let's put them over here. Christmas, Easter, and Pentecost. It's easy to get so busy doing so many other things that we walk right past these important and mysterious times without even noticing. So the church helped us out by creating times to help us prepare to get ready to enter into the mysteries of Christmas. We have the Sundays of Advent. It's actually 4 weeks long with 4 Sundays. And during this time, we prepare to enter into the mystery of the birth of Jesus. We get ready for Easter during the time of Lent. Look at that. 6 Sundays to get ready for Easter. That's even more than the Sundays to get ready for Christmas. That's because Easter is even a more mysterious time than Christmas, and it takes more time for us to prepare to enter into this mystery. Easter is so mysterious that it continues for 6 more Sundays. During those Sundays after Easter, we prepare to enter into the mystery of Pentecost. There are lots of Sundays left. These are the great green growing seasons, and there's lots of them. We'll put them over here. Now, I wonder if we could put this all back together again. There are 3 great times: Christmas, Easter, and Pentecost. Now watch carefully, because the church helps us to remember these seasons by color as well as the clock. The season to get ready for entering into the mystery of Christmas is Advent. Here in our church, we represent Advent by the color blue. Blue is the color for Mary, the mother of Jesus. And without Mary, there would be no Jesus. We prepare for the season of Easter during the time of Lent. And in almost all the churches that I know of, the color for Lent is purple, a royal color, because Jesus was a king, not the kind of king that the people expected, but a king indeed who would change everything. After Easter, we continue with this miraculous season by celebrating Easter for 6 more Sundays. Some people say you can't contain the joy in just one Sunday, so it continues. And during this time, the followers of Jesus got to know him in a very different way. He had died on the cross, but somehow he came to be with them again. And they learned to know Jesus in a whole new way. And then, one day, the apostles went with Jesus outside of Jerusalem to a mountain, and they watched Jesus go up. And a few days later, that represents fire with the color red. There are lots of great green growing Sundays. There are 9 between Christmas and the beginning of Lent. So we'll put those in right here. And after Pentecost is the longest of the great green growing seasons. And during this time, if you live in North America, summer begins. And we all take some time off from school. Some of us go on vacations with our families. We swim. We enjoy the heat of the sun. And then before you know it, it's time to go back to school. New books, new teachers, new classrooms, the smell of new pencils. Then before you know it, this is feeling really normal. And the days start to get shorter. And the light becomes dimmer. And just when we think the light is about to go out, the church year ends. And we're ready to begin Advent. Here are the great days of the church year: Christmas, Easter, and Pentecost. Advent, Lent, the Sundays after Easter, and the great green growing seasons. It's all here. Everything we need. The end has become the beginning, and the beginning has become the end, and it continues on and on and on, forever and ever. I wonder which color you like best. Charlie? The green, okay. Does anyone else have a color that they like the best? The blue and purple, right. I wonder which part of this calendar is the most important. Charlie?
The blue, because then we don't have the birth of Jesus.
The blue, because it leads up to the birth of Jesus. Okay. Anyone else have a thought? Is there any part of this story we could leave out? Charlie?
Maybe we could leave like Easter.
Maybe we could take the cross out and write Easter. Okay, that's possible. Any other ideas? Thank you very much. We've thought about this very hard every time we've told it. And this Sunday, we heard it again. Just like all the other stories in Godly Play. Thank you. You go back to your seats.
Thank you, Janice, for sharing today's proclamation of the gospel through a Godly Play story called The Circle of the Church Year. If you don't know what Godly Play is, I didn't either when I first came to Willow Avenue. I thought our children's Godly Play program was just a time for kids to go and play during church. But I was in for the best surprise. Godly Play is a curriculum of spiritual practice exploring the mystery of God's presence in our lives. It engages what is most exciting about religious education, God inviting us into and pursuing us in the midst of ancient scriptural writings and our own spiritual experience. Godly Play practice teaches us to listen for God and to make authentic and creative responses to God's call in our lives. It provides opportunities for children and adults alike to explore the mystery of God's presence in our lives. Here at the end of the church year, this story today invites us into the mystery of time from God's perspective and sparks hope whenever we see that an end is also a beginning.